It aired once, almost no one watched it, and it's barely mentioned in any of her biographies. But hidden in the archives of British reality TV, there's a Katie Price show that feels uncannily prophetic. The tone, the storyline, the chaos, all of it pointed to what would come next. Because in that forgotten series, you can already see the cracks, the branding mistakes, the public fatigue, the warnings no one saw at the time. This is the strange, almost eerie tale of the Katie Price TV show that predicted her downfall. If you're into the hidden histories of fame, drama, and celebrity collapse, then hit subscribe now and stay with me. Because this story is about more than bad ratings. It's about a warning that no one listened to. Let's go back to 2017. Katie Price is still a massive name. She's not at her peak, but she's everywhere. Books, reality shows, talk shows, loose women, still a magnet for tabloid headlines. That year, she launches a new show. Not a documentary, not a talk show, but a full-on drama series. A scripted reality soap based on herself. It's called Katie Price: My Crazy Life. Not the documentary version that aired years earlier. This was something different. Part reality, part reenactment, part behind-the-scenes farce. And almost nobody remembers it aired. But watching it now, it's like watching the blueprint for everything that would go wrong. On paper, My Crazy Life should have worked. It followed Katie through her daily routine, juggling business, motherhood, and fame. There were stylists, horses, rows, rumors. But the catch? It felt off. Instead of leaning into her chaotic glamour, the thing fans loved her for, the show tried to soften her image. It painted her as overworked, misunderstood, a businesswoman, not a tabloid queen. And for the first time, Katie seemed tired, less in control, more reactive. Viewers didn't know what they were watching. A comeback? A farewell? A mess? The tone shifted constantly. One minute she's arguing with Kieran Hayler about cheating. The next, she's launching a kids' clothing line. Then she's crying in a garden about trolls. There was no narrative, just noise. The show aired on Quest Red, a relatively unknown channel, even in 2017. It premiered with modest numbers, then sank fast. By episode 3, it was clear. People weren't watching. There was no social media buzz, no tabloids promoting it, and most damning of all, even hardcore Katie Price fans didn't know it existed. Why? Because for the first time in her career, the public had started to tune out. Now here's where it gets weird. Almost everything in that show ended up collapsing later. Her marriage to Kieran Hayler, exposed and imploded, just as the show hinted. Her businesses? One by one, they folded. She was declared bankrupt just 2 years later. Her attempts to rebrand as a children's author, a designer, a singer, all met with disinterest. Even the house, the infamous mucky mansion, was shown in the background, already starting to fall apart. In one surreal scene, Katie sits on a broken swing in her overgrown garden, complaining about trolls, while chickens cluck behind her. Looking back, it's chilling, because that swing set became a symbol of how fast everything was unraveling. In the early 2000s, Katie could do anything and get attention. A perfume line? Bestseller? A horse range? Sold out. A reality show? Guaranteed viewers. But by 2017, the audience had changed, the culture had moved on, and Katie hadn't. My Crazy Life was trying to recreate 2004 in a 2017 world obsessed with Instagram polish and influencer perfection. Katie's rawness, once her superpower, now looked chaotic, unfiltered, uncool. The show was trying to get us to root for her, but no one knew what they were rooting for. After the show flopped, things accelerated. The marriage ended, her finances collapsed, she was arrested, hospitalized, she entered rehab. And every attempt at a comeback, Celebrity SAS, The Mucky Mansion Show, just didn't land the way they used to. Her name still made headlines, but the fascination? It wasn't admiration anymore. It was concern, or mockery, or worse, silence. That show didn't cause the downfall, but it captured the moment the tide turned. It was the first time Katie Price didn't seem untouchable. So what did my crazy life expose? Here's the brutal truth. Overexposure. She had been in the public eye non-stop for nearly 20 years. Even the fans needed a break. Lack of reinvention. While other reality stars adapted, Kim Kardashian became a business mogul, Katie stuck to the same formula, and it stopped working. Brand confusion. Was she a mother, a model, a mogul, a train wreck, a victim? The show couldn't decide. Neither could the audience. Platform mismatch. Broadcasting on a niche digital channel meant she wasn't reaching her core audience anymore. And maybe the hardest truth? The world no longer cared about Katie's crazy life. It wanted something new. Rewatching it now, my crazy life feels like a farewell letter. Not because Katie meant it that way, but because it's so clearly a snapshot of a moment ending. There's one scene, barely remembered, where Katie talks about how people don't see the real her. She says, "One day, they'll see who I really am, and they'll be sorry." But that day never came. Instead, the public moved on. And Katie Price was left chasing a spotlight that had already shifted. So the next time someone asks what happened to Katie Price, tell them to look at the show no one watched. Because sometimes, the quietest flops say the loudest things. If you're into forgotten moments, eerie coincidences, and the strange side of celebrity, make sure you subscribe for more stories like this one. Because in the world of fame, even a canceled show can predict the future.